we have complete the configuration for the automatic print program. Now today we will test that automatic print program configuration if we are getting any error and why that error is coming, how we can fix that error. So this is what we are going to see in our system, and it is saying that whatever the payment method you have used, whether it is the bank transfer, check, wire transfer, any type of payment method if you are using for your company code, then the same payment method you need to assign in your vendor master data. If you will not assign the relevant payment method in your vendor master data, the payment for that particular vendor system will not be able to process. So for the assignment of a payment method in the vendor master data, we can go to the transaction code XK02. Let's have here the transaction code XK02. We have our vendor 600-251 in the company code 2244, and this payment method we assign at which level? At a company code level. So we need to go to the company code section, this one, second segment, and in that we need to go to the second tab, payment transaction. Click on this, enter. Now enter once again, and you can just see we have been given in the vendor master data. In this tab, we have been given this option automatic payment transaction section is there, and the field is payment method. So we need to assign here the relevant payment method since we are using the check payment method and the ID is C. So here we can assign the check payment method. Press F4 key, then select the check payment method, and then we can press enter button. And now we can save it. So for this vendor, we should have a open invoice. And in order to check the open invoice, we can go to the vendor line item. In that vendor line item, we can check the open item, and for that open item, we can process the payment through the automatic payment program. So we can go to the FBL panel. Again, we have our vendor 600-251 in the company code 2244. So let's see any open item is there for this vendor. We don't have. In order to create the invoice, we need to go to the F-43. Transaction code is F-43. Document date is today's date. Document type KR purchase, and then we can come down 600 to 51 vendor. Amount is how much? Let's say 19,000. Then we can come down and then we can mention the text. So the text is purchase invoice. 40 we have the posting for the consumption GL. Amount is asterisk or 19,000 for the second line item, text plus, press enter button, overview and save. Now once again we can go to the FBL panel, vendor line item we can just check. In the line item we want to see open item, execute. We can just see we have a open item of 19,000. So this we want to get paid through the automatic payment program. And for the automatic payment program, we have transaction code F110. If you just see, after the step number 10, we have step number 11 where we can run this transaction code F110. This is used for the automatic payment program. Enter. Click on enter button. So when you run F110, system will give you this screen. So we have here the first field as a run date and then identification. So run date is the date on which you are running the automatic print program, and identification is the ID which you want to give to that particular program. So this may be possible that today if we are running this automatic print program multiple times for different set of payments, so for each set of payment we want to give a ID. So here we need to give the date as today's date. We'll give the date as today's date, and then we need to have the ID. So let's have here the ID as, because we are running this program for 2244 and we are using the payment method check, so we can use here 2244C check. Now press enter button. You can observe here different tabs have been provided. We have status, parameter, free selection, addition log, and presently the status of this automatic print program system is just showing you no parameter entered as yet. So in order to enter the parameter, where we need to go? We need to go to the parameter tab. In this parameter tab, We need to provide the company code ID, which is 2244. We need to give the payment method, next payment date. So after 19th, when next time you are going to make the payment, is it 20th, 21st, whatever the days. So let's have here the day as next day, 25th, 20th of May, and then we need to mention here the vendor number. If you have a particular set of vendor, here you can go to the multiple selection. You can copy paste those vendors. If you want to give the range also, let's say you want to process the payment for all the vendor, you can give the range as 1 to 1. If you want to have it only for the single vendor, you can mention here the vendor number here. And then we need to go to the addition log. In the addition log, so before we do the payment, so we want to check the proposal, and in order to display that proposal log, we need to select these checkboxes. So what system should consider in that proposal log? So system should display us for all those payments. System should display us the due date, then payment method, and the last thing is line item of that payment document. System should display us in that proposal. For which vendor? Again, we can enter as 1 to all, and then we can go to the save option. So here we'll save it. Click on the save option. Now you can just go back to the status tab. You can just see now the status has been changed. It is showing you the parameters have been entered. What next we need to do? So we need to create the proposal, and you will also observe here system has added two more buttons here along with the status. So we have the proposal button, we have the payment run button. So before we go for the payment run, let's create a proposal. In order to create the proposal, click on the proposal button, and here it will give you the start date, then time. So you need to simply click on the start immediately button and then press enter button. It is saying that the proposal is ready to be started. So we can keep pressing the enter button until unless we can see here the proposal is created by the system. So the status should be proposal has been created. You can just see now it is showing you the proposal has been created. If the proposal has been created, we want to see the log. You can just see this is the log. This is the display proposal button. This is the change proposal button. So we'll see one by one. So let's see first the log. In the log, system will give you the information in case you are getting any kind of error also. So it will also like display you that error due to which system is not created that proposal. So we need to fix that error, then we will be able to create the proposal. So here it is saying that we have system has identified a open item, and this item is through the document number 23007. Amount is 19,000. So this we can pay through the payment method check. So this is the bank information for our vendor in the vendor master data. Then this is the amount allowed in the automatic pin program configuration, and this amount 19,000 is less than that, so we are able to process this amount. Then it is saying that the payment detail of your partner with the bank. So this is the detail of your vendor. Then the payment method, and again we can go down, and you can also see here system is just showing you the payment line item for your payment document. So it has debited your vendor and credited the bank GL. So this is the same GL which we have given in the automatic pin program configuration. So we can go back, we can display the proposal, click on the display proposal. So always it should be with the green signal. If it is not coming with the green signal, you need to check your proposal. In the proposal, system will just show you that reported error, due to which it is showing you red signal. Okay, so red signal means exception, and green signal means it is ready for the payment. So here we have the green signal, which means ready for the payment. So what next we need to do? We need to click on the payment run button. This is a change option if you want to make some changes in your proposal, so you will be able to do it. How? So you need to keep the cursor on that line item and then click on the choose button, and then you need to click on the change button. In this change option, you can block this payment, and in the reallocate option, here this is the reallocate button. You can change the house bank from which you want to get the payment process, and you can also change the payment method. Then you can also change the account ID. So these are the options we can have under the change option. Now we can come back and we can click on the payment run button. So again this message will come. We need to make sure that start immediately checkbox should be selected. Press enter button and keep pressing the enter button until unless here you will get the message that the payment run has been carried out. In our case, it is saying that the payment run has been cancelled. Why it is cancelled? So for that, what we need to do, we need to check the payment log. You can just see this is the payment log generated by system. Let's check it. It is saying that in this automatic payment program for your company code 2244 for the automatic payment program payment document which system is going to generate through the APP. So that payment document should have the number range 20, and in your company code 2244 this 20 number range is missing. So how to add the number range? We can go back, we can go to the new screen. To add the number range in your company code, that is the document number range, you can run transaction code FBN1, and then before you go to the FBN1, so you go to the FBZP and you go to the payment method in country. Our country is US, payment method is C. Go to the detail option and you can just see document type it is showing you ZP. What does it mean? It means that whatever the payment document system is going to issue, so those payment document will have this document type ZP. Now go to the OBS 7 and find out this document type is ZP. Click on position button, document type ZP, go to the detail button. You can just see it is saying that this document type we will be using for the payment posting, and you can just see the number range it is showing you 20. So 20 is missing in our company code. How to add it? Click on the number range information button, give your company code ID, go to the change interval, click on the add interval, and number range we need to maintain 20 for the year 2023, and the last number range we have maintained, it is from 250012 to 25009. So let's have a 260012 26009. Enter, save, and then again enter. We can go back, and then again we can go back to the automatic payment program. So this is the payment run which has been cancelled. So what we need to do, we need to delete it. How we can remove it? For the removal of the payment run, we can go to the menu. In the menu you have been given the option that you can delete the payment output, payment document if you have generated. You can delete the proposal, you can also delete the parameter. So these are the options available. So what we need to do, we need to delete the proposals. For that we need to go to the second option, and here we have here the option as to go to the payment run, because we are executing the payment, and in the payment run we need to click on this delete output option, and then it is saying that do you want to delete it? Yes. Now we need to again create a payment, we need to create a payment file, and for that payment file we need to click on the payment run. Again press enter button, and this time we can just keep pressing the enter button, and we can see here it is giving us the message that the payment run has been carried out and the posting order has been generated one, completed one. So along with this payment run has been carried out message, you should also have this message, the posting order, number of documents generated and completed. If you are not getting this message, it means system has not processed your payment. And how we can just check it? Let's go back to the line item, vendor line item, FBL1M, and then check the open item. We have seen last time we have an open item of 19,000. So now that got paid. So we can see it under the cleared line item. So here we have 19,000. Let's see with the current date. We can just do the sorting also. So you can put the sorting criteria on any of the field, and then we can click on this sorting option, ascending or descending order. So you can just see here we have the open item KR line item 19,000, ZP line item payment means we made the payment of 19,000. and this payment document number is 26001, that has become your clearing document number. So this is the payment we have processed, line item got cleared. Now what we need to do, we need to generate the, like, whatever the payment document system has generated, we need to print that document. We need to print the document in order to print the output, in order to print the check or bank transfer information. So what we need to do, so we need to go to the print option, click on the printout button. In order, just before you go to the printout option, you can just see we have been given the printout tab slash data medium. Click on this and you can just see we have the last program name as RFFO US underscore C, and how it is linked I'll just show you also. Go back to your automatic payment configuration, and third step, once again country and payment method. Go to the detail option, go down, scroll down. Here you can just see we have the payment medium program. So the same payment medium program we need to use here, and we need to give the name of the variant we are using for this program. So the name of the variant we are using, it is a Citibank through which we want to process the payment. So let's have here the name as City B 2244. Okay, so this is the combination of house bank and company code. It is not mandatory. You can take it any ID according to your requirement. Here I am taking a combination of house bank and company code. Click on the maintain variant button, this one, and select this checkbox. Select this radio button for all selection screen. Enter. We need to give the paying company code ID. In our case, it is 2244. Then payment method is correct. If you have a different payment method, you mention here the relevant payment method. Then the house bank information. So it is CTB. Account ID information 4901. Check lot number we can mention as it is 2244. After that, you need to just scroll down and you need to make sure this print control, these checkboxes, three checkboxes should be selected. Print immediately checkbox should be ticked. And here we need to mention the printer ID as standard printer ID, which is LP01. LP01, this is the default printer ID provided by the SAP. And then we can go down. We can select this last checkbox, do not void any check. Do not void any check during the testing. During the testing, do not void any check. Now click on this attribute button. Actually, this is the ID you have given for your variant. Okay, now we need to give the description of this variant. For that, we need to go to the attribute, and this is the variant name. Here we need to have the variant description. So this is the, we have the payment variant for Citibank. That's it. So City 2244, and then save it, and then we can go back. Go back. So it will ask you to save the data. Yes, and then we need to click on the printout button, and here also we need to, by default it will show you this question mark. We need to enter any number we can randomly enter just to give the ID. So let's have here the number as 1, and then click on the enter button. Job name is, it is a combination of F110, your payment date, your this run date, and your identification. So enter button. It is saying that the job has been scheduled. You can just see the message it is showing you job has been scheduled. Now in order to complete this job, we need to go to the menu, system, then we need to go to the output control. Click on the output control and then click on the execute button. Here you can just see system has generated 3 documents. First is the check, second is the payment advice, and third is the summary. If you want to check them one by one, so this one you can, you first you can just see the check. And for that you can click on this SAP script OTF. So by default your first check system will just show you like this one only. This is a page of your first payment. Okay, you can just see we have 4 pages, so you need to go to the next page. Go to the next page. This is the format. Okay, so just go to the next page. So these are the button we can use to navigate. You can just see on the page number 3, so we have this vendor payment has been made. This is a check, and this check we have issued to the vendor 600,251. This is a standard text system has taken from the form you have attached for the payment medium. So we have this payment document number 26401 that has been assigned to the check number 2244. So we have issued a check. It is 224412, which we are sending to the vendor. 19,000 is the amount, currency is USD, and then the payment document number is this, then the bank number, account number, then we have the name of the bank, branch, city, country, amount and words and figure. And you can just see this is the drawer information we have maintained in the configuration of automatic print program. So on the drawer side where we do the sign, so here we want on every check then this information to be written, payment department treasury Amazon, and this is again your vendor name and address. Now we can go back. This is a payment advice. This is a check we have seen. Now go to the payment advice. Again go to the page 3, and we can just see the information for the payment advice. So here it is saying that against the invoice number 23007, we have processed a payment, and the payment document number is 26001 and amount is 19,000. We can also see the payment summary, which we can just send it or we can use it for our internal use. So here we have the document number, we have the vendor to whom we have made the payment. Go on the right side, it will also show you to this vendor how much payment you have made, through which payment method, through which house bank account ID. So this information we can get it through the payment summary information. Okay. So this is how we can process the automatic payment program. And what next we to do? So the next topic is terms of payment. What do you mean by terms of payment? Actually, when we do the purchase from the vendor, so before we do the purchase of the vendor, we sign a agreement with the vendor. In that agreement, because that agreement is a legal agreement, so or like that purchase order which we issue, that is a legal document. So on that we maintain some terms that okay, so whenever we'll do the purchase, we'll make the payment in how many days, and if we make the payment, any discount will be offered by the vendor, so that discount will be calculated and posted in the system. So for that SAP has given a standard configuration for the terms of payment which we can apply. So in this terms of payment, what we can do, first we can mention how or when our line item should be due. If it should be due after 30 days, 20 days, 40 days, 50 days. Okay. So that due date we can enter through this terms of payment, or based on that system is going to show you the terms of payment. Okay. So for example, here it is saying that for the next from the date of purchase, system should not display the line item with the due option. So it should give us the line item status as not due. Not due means this is not ready for the payment. Okay. So for these line item, we don't need to make the payment. This is how the system would come to know that okay, these invoices or these line items are not to be considered in the payment run. Okay. Then the next option is cash discount. So cash discount, if you are being offered any cash discount from the vendor, it is let's say 1%, 2%. So if you will make the early payment, then that cash discount we will be getting from the vendor. So that cash discount we can also add in the system. So for example, we have 30 days to do the payment to the vendor, but if will make the payment within 10 days from the date of purchase, then 3% discount will be given. If we'll make the payment within 20 days from the date of purchase, will be given 1% cash discount. So this is the kind of cash discount due date information we can enter in the terms of payment. And for that, we need to go to the transaction code OBBA, that is the terms of payment standard configuration. You can just see here for your terms of payment, you need to give the ID. So we have been given various ID, and in that we can also see the terms also. So here within 30 days, 2% discount, and up to 45 days, no invoice should be due. Okay, so all will be not due. Then after the 14 days, 3% discount is there. So based on that, you want to create your own terms of payment, click on the new entry button, give your own terms of payment, which we can maintain the length of up to the 4 character goodwill numeric. So let's have here the length ID as payment ID as payment terms ID as 2244, and then we can give the sales text. So this is what terms of payment for 2244. Then after that you need to just come down. This terms of payment you want to use for both of your account type, vendor and customer. If yes, then you can select the checkbox. Actually, you can use the same terms of payment for your vendor master, for your vendor, as well as for your customer. Then, from which date system should consider this number of days? So, system should consider the number of days from the invoice date, or from the posting date, or from the entry date. So by default, we take the invoice date. Invoice date is nothing but your document date. Then after that, here we have the terms. So we want up to 30 days. No invoice should be due. Okay, all should be not due. After 30 days, those invoice should be ready for the payment. And then within 10 days, we'll be getting 3% discount. Within 20 days of the date of purchase, we'll be getting 2% cash discount. So press enter button, and then you can just see explanation has been given automatically by the system. And for that, what do you need to make sure? So this explanation will be tried automatically by system. For that, we need to keep our own explanation blank. In that case, system will give you automatic explanation based on the terms of payment you have entered. Now you save it. So this is the terms of payment we want to have for our vendor. In the vendor master data, you need to assign this terms of payment. So let's assign the terms of payment in the vendor master data. Transaction code is XK02. So this terms of payment we maintain at which level? Company code level. And where we can maintain it? So we need to go to the company code section. In that, we need to go to the payment transaction tab, enter. Here you can just see the terms of payment presently we have for this vendor, it is 0001. What is this 0001? This is a standard terms of payment provided by the SAP. Under this, if we do the purchase today, so we need to make the payment today only. So here we can replace it with our new terms of payment given with the ID 2244. You can also press F4 key and you can check from the list and assign the relevant one. So I want to assign this 2244. Click on the save option. Then the next thing is, because we'll be getting the discount from the vendor and that is the income for us, for that we need to also have a GL in which the discount should be posted. So we need to go to the GL master data, create a GL for the cash discount received from the vendor, and GL number we need to maintain under the account group income. For the income, we have the range starting from 300,000 to 3999. So let's have here the GL number as 300,110, 300,110. Click on the new entry button. Then the account group is income, type is P&L. This is cash discount received account. Then we need to go to the control data tab. This is just like a normal account. Click on only balance in local currency, line item display, sort key 001, and go to the bank data. Go to the bank interest tab. Give the field status group ID as G01. Save it. Now, how the system will come to know that whenever any cash discount should be calculated, it should be posted to this GL. For that, we need to make it default for the automatic posting. So, how we can make it default? For that, we need to go to the step number 3, and we need to use transaction code OBXU. Transaction code is OBXU. So, let's have here the transaction code OBXU. System will confirm your chart of account ID 2244, enter. Then whenever any cash discount is given, it gives you the transaction and the ID of the transaction. Here it is showing you SKE. SKE is nothing but the cash discount received. And after that you need to click on the save option, and then you need to give here the GL. So our GL is 30110. Save it, enter. Now let's have here the invoice. Because we need to test our terms of payment configuration, we need to create a invoice and we can do the payment through the automatic payment program, and we'll see if the system has considered that cash discount or terms of payment condition or not. So let's have the data as today's date, and we can create this invoice for the vendor 600,251. How much is the amount? Amount is, let's say, 20,000, and you can just see here it is showing you your latest terms of payment 2244. Here also we can come to know under this 2244 what we have. So we have a 3% discount if we make the payment within 10 days, 2% discount if we make the payment within 20 days, and up to 30 days. This line item will not be considered as due. Then we can go down. We have for the next line item posting key 40 GL, consumption GL 4 series 400,000. It is saying that you can't give the discount more than 1%. Why this error is coming? Again, because of the tolerance limit. Okay. If you remember the tolerance limit we have under the step number 7.2 in the basic setting. So go to the OBA4, and then we can search for 2244 company code, and we can double click on this. You can just see 1% limit is given. Okay. If you want to increase this limit, let's say 4%, save it, enter, and then system will allow you to post the discount more than 3% or up to 4%. Now press enter button. Actually, I need to create this invoice once again. Come out of this screen. Date, vendor, amount, text, posting key 40 for the second GL, amount as text plus overview. The click on this overview button and save. Check this invoice as a line item in the vendor account. Go to the FBL1 and for your vendor, let's see the open item. It will show you the 20,000 as the open item, and you can observe here the icon we have here. It is not due. Why it is not due? Because based on the terms of payment, we have 30 days to make the payment to the vendor. But before that, if we make the payment, then system will consider the cash discount, and how that cash discount will be calculated and posted. So that will be calculated by system automatically if we process the payment through the automatic payment program. So again, we need to give the date and ID. So let's have it the ID. This time it is A, or let's say it is D. Then press enter button. Once again, we need to repeat all these steps. Go to the parameter, give the company code ID, then give the payment method. Next, payment date we will be taking as it is 10th of June 2023, and then we can take it here the vendor number, or let's say 1 to all. Go to the addition log, select the checkboxes, vendor range 1 to all, and then say go to the status button, click on the proposal button, select this checkbox start immediately, enter. It is saying that the proposal is running. Keep pressing the enter button until unless we get this message the proposal has been created. Now display the proposal and you can just see based on your like terms of payment. So we have 3% cash discount. So our invoice amount is 20,000. Now system has deducted 600, that is 3%, and now we need to pay how much? 19,400. This we are paying to our vendor. So we can go for the like payment run option. We can make this payment and we should have here this payment run has been carried out. Now we can go back to the vendor line item, check the vendor line item with FBL1 in. We can see the open item. We don't have any open item. Go to the clear line item. So also you can just see the clear line item for today if you want to see. Okay, you can give here the date range also. So here we want to give the date as 19. So I want to see all my clearing line item. System made it on 19th of May. So it will show you the clearing document only for today's date. Okay. So you can just see here we have the amount as 20,000. But the payment we made with amount 19,400. So where that 600 has gone. So you pick this line item. How or which one is the payment document? How we can come to know with this document type ZP. Okay. So this document as ZP is your payment document. Go to the detail option. And you can observe here it is saying that the payment document number is 26002. Payment amount is it is 19,400. If you just go to the overview button, this is the call up document overview. Click on the document overview. You can just see new line item system has created with the cash discount GL and amount is 600. Okay. So this one we have received, this one we have processed from our bank and we have debited our vendor with 20,000. So this is how we can create a new terms of payment and we can use it for our vendors. The last section of this automatic payment tool or this account payable accounting is purchase return. What do you mean by purchase return? So if you made a purchase of 10,000, out of that 10,000 purchase you return back 2,000. So if you are making the payment through the automatic payment program, then system will consider only 8,000 for the payment. It will not consider that 2,000 for the which is the credit memo or purchase return for the payment. So how we can check it? In order to check it, we need to create a purchase return. Before we create a purchase return, we need to make a purchase. And it is saying that whenever you make any purchase return, it should have the document type KG. KG should be used in our company code and numbering assigned to this document type KG. It is 17. So this 17 we should have in our company code number range data. So how we can just check it? You go to the transaction code OBS7 which we maintain for the document type and then click on position button. Document type system has just shown us it is KG. Go to the detail option and you can just see number and it is showing us 17. Go to the number information button, company code ID, then go to the change interval. Click on the add interval. See here the numbering we have already with the numbering 17. Okay, so that is the reason we don't need to add it again. And then what next we need to do? So let's have a purchase invoice and that purchase invoice we can have with F-43 and date is today's date. So we have the same vendor, amount is 21,000. We can also change the terms of payment while creating the invoice. So let's have here the old terms of payment I want to have 0001 and then this is what purchase invoice 40 we have other consumption GL. It is giving a notification we have changed the terms of payment. Just ignore it, press enter button, give the amount for the second line item and text and then enter. We can save this invoice, do the payment. Before the payment we need to process the purchase return. And for the purchase return, you can just see the practice sheet. Transaction code ID is F-41. This is to post the purchase return or credit memo. You can just see the title bar. It is saying that this is the screen we'll be using to enter the credit memo. So go and give the date as today's date. Document type you can observe here KG for your credit memo purchase return. You will also observe here normally we have 31. Now we have here 21. 31 we use for account type vendor. 21 again we use for the account type vendor. But with 31 we credit the vendor. With 21 we are debiting the vendor. So here we need to have the vendor number. We are debiting 600,251 and then press enter button. How much you want to return back to your vendor? So we want to return back, let's say 3,000, and this is what purchase return. Normally we have here the 40. 40 means increase of your inventory. Here there is no increase of inventory, there is a decrease of inventory, and the consumption will be less with how much amount? With 3,000 consumption GL we need to mention. Amount is asterisk, text is plus. So we can overview this document. So here we are reducing the balance for the vendor with 3,000. We are also like reducing the consumption with 3,000. So we can just save it. And then we can just check the vendor line item with FBL1 and go to the execute button. Just check only open item. You can just see it is saying that we have a invoice with amount 21,000. Purchase return we have with amount 3,000. And you can just see we have the net amount to be paid to him 18,000. Okay, so here we need to go to the payment program once again. Again I want to use it, so again we need to give a new ID. So let's say this time it is B, and if I want to repeat all the steps, okay, so we can also take the reference, so we don't need to enter all the fields again and again. So what do? You can click on the copy button. This is a copy button. So from which run date and ID you want to copy the program? So I want to copy the data from my payment run date today's date, and ID is 2244C check. Okay. And then press enter button. It is saying that system will adjust the date accordingly. Now you can just see system has copied all the data. Okay. So we don't need to do anything. Just simply save it and create proposal. Now we can display the proposal. How much amount system has considered? You can just see 18,000. Now in order to do the payment, click on the payment run button, and one document generated, one completed. Go back to your line item, refresh. So we don't have anything. Let's see the cleared line item. And in order to see the cleared line item, go to the clear, clear cleared item and cleared on 19th of May. I want to see only. Click on the execute button. Here you can just see we have 21,000, 18,000 payment, 3,000. This is the purchase return. And you observe here the document number system has given you for your payment document 26003, and that system has mapped against your invoice, against your purchase invoice, and purchase return invoice, and against your payment invoice. So this is how we can have we can process the purchase return, and we can process the remaining payment through the automatic payment program. Okay. So with this we have completed the account payable accounting.